Good morning, my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Wednesday, it's the 13th of March. The year is 2019. So if you saw the news yesterday, 50 wealthy parents and actresses, coaches were charged in a massive college cheating admission scandal, federal prosecutors say, in what is being called the largest college admission scam ever. Prosecuted, wealthy parents, Hollywood actresses, coaches, and college prep executives have been accused of carrying out a nationwide fraud to get students into prestigious universities, according to an indictment, a federal indictment. The scheme had two major pieces. In the first part, parents allegedly paid a college prep organization to take the test on behalf of students or to correct their answers. Second, the organization allegedly bribed college coaches to help admit the students into college as recruited athletes, regardless of their abilities. Many of these students were not athletes at all. Federal court documents also alleged that some defendants created fake athletic profiles and pictures to make students to make them appear to be successful athletes, although they didn't play any type of sport. In all, 50 people were charged in a criminal investigation that went by the name Operation Varsity Blues. This investigation has been going on for 8 years. Those arrested include 2 SAT, ACT administrators, 1 exam proctor, 9 coaches at elite school, 1 college administrator, and 33 parents, including well-known actresses and CEOs and all these rich, wealthy people who paid as much as $6 million to get their kids into these prestigious college university. The parents were a catalog of wealth and privilege, including actors, CEOs, a fashion designer, and the co-chairman of a global law firm. He should have known better. This case is about the widening corruption of elite college admissions through the steady application of wealth combined with fraud. There can be no separate college admission system for the wealthy, and I add there will not be a separate criminal justice system either. Mean they're going to get their balls nailed to the wall, those who have balls. He added, for every student admitted through fraud, an honest, genuinely talented student was rejected. The fallout was swift Tuesday. As several college administrators, coaches, and 1 administrator were either fired or placed on administrative leave. At least 1 school launched an internal investigation. Parents paid up to $6.5 million to get their kids into college. That's a lot of damn money. That's a lot of money. The criminal accusations stretched from 2011 to 2019. Actors Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin are not just the most famous names in the case. Their cases that represent 2 major aspects of the alleged scheme. Huffman, an Academy Award-winning nominee, actually like her, have been charged with felony conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud, according to court paperwork. She was arrested without incident at her home. I bet she was arrested without incident. Would you like to go to jail with us? Well, finish your coffee. Oh, those donuts look so nice in there. Oh, this house is beautiful. It's so nice. We're going to have to take you into custody, but you'll only just be there for a few hours and stuff. This is just minor incident, and you'll be all right. You'll come back out. Where's your husband? Oh, he's going to meet you there? Okay. I can imagine. Been some niggas that they kicked in there front door and drug their ass out there screaming and hollering. She appeared Tuesday in a federal court in Los Angeles, and the judge set bond for her at $250,000. Under the terms of her bond, Huffman also had to surrender her passport. Boo-hoo. Her next court date has been set for March 29th in Boston. Shit, was she in Boston? I wonder where she was living at when this took place. Best known for her role on TV's Desperate Housewives, Huffman is accused of paying $15,000 to William Rick Sr.'s fake charity, the Key Worldwide Foundation, to facilitate cheating for her daughter on the SATs, the complaint says. A cooperating witness told authorities he traveled from Tampa to a West Hollywood test center to administer Huffman's daughter's exam. She received a 1420 on her test, which was 400 points higher than the PSAT taken a year earlier without the same administrator. What was her perfect score? 1600, I believe? Huffman, who is married to Shameless star actor William H. Macy, also an actor I like, also discussed the scheme in a recorded phone call with cooperating witness. Well, I could read this forever. But it's clearly this has been going on for decades. It's not what you know, it's who you know. How much money you got. And here's the funny part. Well, they can go after people for college administrations to get into these colleges to get these degrees. But what about the private employers who hire people based only upon who they know? This is why black folks are still where they are today. Because we don't have the right connections or the money to get these high-profile jobs that are these. This is just my thoughts on the job market around the United States, around the world. It's not what you know, but who you know who can get you in there. No different than these people getting into this college illegal, getting into these colleges illegal, and they clearly should not have been there. To plot and plan, to cheat on the test scores, to raise your scores, to make false pictures of your children being athletes, and they're not athletes. And then, reportedly, some of these people spend as much as $6.5 million. That's a lot of money. The biggest issue was this man created a fake nonprofit, cheating taxpayers out of money. So Ms. Huffman wrote a check where she paid $15,000 to the fake charity, then she wrote it off in her taxes. She should not have done that. Now, if they were going to do this type of fraud, it should not have been a nonprofit. It should have been a for-profit organization. Fine. Because now they're going to snag them with the IRS and all this other stuff. Because she could have just paid the $15,000, which is peanuts to these rich folks, and been done with it. I would have paid $15,000 knowing what I'm doing and then try to write it off on my taxes. Then this man who was running this organization made as much as $25 million in this scheme. That's a lot of money that he got tax-free. He should have just set it up as a for-profit organization and paid taxes on it. That would have made a little bit more sense. Yeah, but it's still, even in that scenario, it was still something illegal going on. And they probably would still be in trouble even today, even if they had paid taxes on it. That's just one element of it that they could have avoided. Maybe the feds would not get involved. These are just colleges and universities. But also, like I said, it goes back to my point about after you get these worthless degrees from these schools, because they're worthless, because a lot of these people just sail through. If you think they're just cheating to get into the university, imagine what they do once they get inside. They got to get that degree now, and they really don't have that. They're not smart enough to be there, so they got to keep cheating and keep cheating on test exams, all kinds of stuff just to get that damn degree. And wealthy people have the advantage because they can pay for people to take tests for them and do all kinds of legal shit just to get a degree. Then when they get the degree, they still make a phone call and get that job they've been looking for at wherever they're trying to go. And you wonder why black folks are in the position they're in today. Because we don't have that type of wealth to go and spend $6.5 million for our children to go to school. We don't have it. We just don't have it. Or $15,000 to cheat on a damn SAT exam. Our children have to go in there and pass these exams and do well, and then get questioned about. If y'all saw the news recently, there were a couple of incidents where the people took the SAT and ACT tests, and they were accused of cheating. It made them redo the test. These are black folks who didn't pay nobody $15,000, who went in there and actually took the test and did well and were accused of being. So I've always known the SAT and the ACT and all SAT and ACT. This is just a bunch of bullshit. Those tests really don't mean nothing. Some people test well. I don't have a college degree. I could have gotten one and spent a lot of money to get one. I would have gotten mine for free, dog. I'm stupid. However, I know so many people who've gone to prestigious schools like Harvard. I have a friend who went to Harvard, graduated from Harvard Law School. We used to be roommates many, many years ago. Graduated Harvard Law School and struggled for years to really find employment in a career in. He had a degree from Harvard Law School. I couldn't figure it out. And I always kind of blamed him. In retrospect, it wasn't him. He was just an overweight black guy, and they didn't want him. They didn't care what he had in his wall. They didn't like him. They didn't want him. He was arrogant, too. I mean, those are all factors that may have played a part in it. But the bottom line is he was a black man, and they didn't want him. He didn't have the connections to get into these jobs he was trying to get before he finally woke up and started his own law firm. It took him years to figure that out, though. And it took a lot of money. His parents had to, in essence, sell their home or take out a second mortgage. Whatever it was, he did get his practice started on his own. Graduated from Harvard. He can't even get into these schools to get into because he didn't have the connections. They didn't know who he was. He was just another poor nigga from the hood who was smart enough to get into a prestigious school like Harvard Law School. I forget where he graduated from before Harvard. He was an intelligent person. Overweight, grossly. But, that he didn't have the right connections. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And what kind of money you got in the bank. These individuals are going to be prosecuted. And we'll see if they get some jail time. I doubt it, seriously. I doubt they get any jail time behind it. Ain't nobody. Because there's no dead bodies, no place. Nobody's really hurt by this. Yeah, they say some people were denied entry into the school, blah, 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 blah. The person who will go to jail is the man who put all this stuff together. These other people are just, they might get a fine and restitution or whatever. But I doubt they go to jail behind this. We'll see. I seriously doubt it, though. They got too much wealth and fame, and they know too many people, there are too many connections. They're still connected. They're still connected. These charges mean nothing. They'll go home. She's back at home. Felicity Huffman is back at home. The other girl, all of them back at home today. All of them. Walk into a courtroom and walk right on out. Oops, he got caught. They should have known better than get themselves involved in something like that. But they wanted something for their children. It's unfortunate their children weren't smart enough. Everybody wants something for their kids. You would think everybody does. They were willing to risk it all. Look, they did risk it all, too. Lord have mercy. I bet they was in shock when folks came over there. Enjoy a cup of coffee. Who is it at the door, Molly? The maid. It's the feds. What is going on? Imagine be a fly on the wall in her house when they showed up there to snatch her ass up out of there. But I'm sure they knocked at the door and rang the doorbell. They didn't kick in the door. If it had been my black ass, they'd have kicked in the door and swung through the windows. I cut through the wall and come crashing to the sheetrock. I'm sitting there, they'd come crashing through this damn wall and snatch my ass up. What in the hell? I said they need the niggas. Rich white folks get another type of treatment. She just basically had to turn herself in. I think they did arrest her, though, but I don't know where they arrested her at. They got her at her home, or I guess we'll find out in the next few weeks as this winds through the court system. I'm just kind of curious as to why she has to be in Boston, because she was trying to get her, I forget what school she's at, but she has to be in Boston court, but she lives in Hollywood. It's interesting. Maybe the case was started out of in Boston. It's weird. I had to do some more research on that as to why that. But it's, in the scheme of things, this ain't nothing new. It isn't. And here's the funny part. Had they had enough wealth, like the person who paid $6.5 million, they could have just made a donation to the university, and then folks would have said, "Ooh, you wrote a check for $6.5 million. Your child don't really have to go to the school. We just gonna cut them a degree. What do they want the degree in? Okay, here you go. Here's their degree. Give us that check. See you guys later. Thank you for your time." 15 minutes later, their child would have had a degree. They didn't have to go through all this illegal shit. They could have just made a donation to that college and got their ass in there. They had the money, $6.5 million. I would love to hear the details of why they had to spend. They must have had a whole fleet of children they were trying to get through that university. They must have had 7 or 8 children. They got 8 dumb children. How the hell are we going to get them through? They can't even do shit. They're going to have to spend some money to get them these degrees. And don't think for a second that Donald Trump was not one of those type of parents who, because Donald Trump's parents started spending money on him when he was a baby. Don't think for 1 second. I got me ringtone. Kind of like country music. Yeah, it's kind of like country music a little bit. The tiger tired of the ringtone. I need to download some ringtones. Because the phone started ringing right at 9 o'clock too. Much of the indictment revolves around Singer, the founder of a for-profit college. So he had a for-profit college counseling preparation known as the Key. Okay, so who we are, what we do is we help the wealthiest families in the United States get their kids into college. Singer told one parent, according to prosecutors. There were two main avenues for carrying out the scheme. There were essentially two kinds of fraud that Singer was selling. One was to cheat on the SAT or the ACT, and the other was use his connections with Division I coaches and use bribes to get these parents' kids into school with fake athletic credentials. For example, prosecutors said Singer and his co-conspirators used stock photos of a person playing a sport and then put the face of a student onto that image via Photoshop. Singer was paid roughly $25 million by parents to help their children get into the schools. Singer pleaded guilty yesterday on Tuesday to racketeering conspiracy, money laundering conspiracy, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and obstruction of justice. Now, the conspiracy to defraud the United States, because he had that fake nonprofit, and get his ass for that. Them balls to the walls. And I know some people who did these nonprofits and do this fraud and think they're going to get away with it, cheating the taxpayer and cheating the United States government. So, and it goes into there's a lot of detail into this. We could be here forever reading this stuff. What happens to the students? It was not an accident that no students were charged on Tuesday. The parents and other defendants were the prime movers of this fraud. He said students may face charges down the road because some of these students did take these fake pictures. So they might go after the students later. But I think the parents are probably going to plead it out in court and say, leave my baby alone. Yeah, and he's been some black folks. Everybody been charged, even the little baby crawling around at home. You guilty too. Get in the back of his baggy wagon. But, this is just the country we live in. This country is based on fraud and greed and wealth. Think about it. These wealthy folks, it was people who came over here, realized they needed somebody to plant the corn and the cotton. They went over to Africa and stole and kidnapped and whatever happened there. They drug African American, black Africans to this country to work, use as slaves. That's what the country is based on. That's how this country exists. Don't forget it was stolen from the original people who lived here. Y'all think something's going to change? Y'all think these criminal indictments are going to change? Nope. It'll be 100 years from now, they're still going to be locking folks up in America for doing all kinds of crazy shit. This is because this country is based on this stuff. It's how the United States of America came to exist. You can't build a country on a foundation of fraud, deceit, and lies, and deception, and expect it to change. That's how this country was founded. For many of these people, that's the only way they know how to achieve success. Write a check, if you got it. Write a check or use your connections or steal it. Look around you. Why do you think so many people suffer in this country? They don't have the wealth or the financial means. They just don't know how to, are they not crafty enough to learn to know how to go steal it on their own? And they struggle. Some families would never ever get out of poverty. They're just doomed. It's weird to me, but when you're dealing with people in this country and you look around at the people, these cases break all the time where they arrest all these people for fraud like this. And they watch this man for 8 years. Somebody said something, and they just sat back and took 8 years to come to this conclusion. And they snared more and more people into the situation, who in essence, brought this trouble on themselves by getting involved in something like this. But they wanted their children to have this prestigious degree. That was worthless. Like I said, many of them kids got, and the cheating just didn't stop, and these kids got in there and they sat down and read, and now all of a sudden they're model students. No. The cheating continued, most likely throughout that child's career at these schools. Don't forget that this is 8 years ago, so a lot of these kids have graduated and got degrees and working somewhere on Wall Street today. Now, whatever career they wanted to choose, they work at any place. You got wealthy parents, like that's another thing. They got all this wealth, but they still are holding on to the. I guess they said they needed their children needed these degrees to say, well, my child graduated from Georgetown or USC, or my child graduated from Yale and Harvard, and everyone's blah 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 blah. I can see them right now at the country club telling these lies instead of telling the truth. Now they got to walk back into the country club because a lot of these are filthy. These are all white, rich white folks. These ain't no po niggas. They got a lot of explaining to do at the next event at the country club. They're probably going to hide out for a little while. Their neighbors looking at them like, so that's how that dumb rock of a child of yours got into Yale. We couldn't figure that out. Now we know. Barely made it to school. Barely got through high school. And ain't no telling how. And if you think the cheating just got started when they were trying to get into college, think again. Through high school, I bet you was a whole bunch of shit going on to keep them grades up high. They must have paid every administrator and teacher. Y'all just don't understand. See, I know this stuff. I've known this shit for years. I could tell you some stories. Just about crazy shit I ran into in my own life. People approaching me about all kinds of shit to help their children. I'm like, ooh, ain't getting paid for that service. I could write a book. So this is not new to me. I've known about this since I was in high school. So it's interesting. Now I graduated high school about 30 years ago. So, like I said, it's not nothing new. This has been going on for decades. They just got caught. And they're going to catch more people doing it. This ain't the end of this. People seem to think that piece of paper hanging on the wall means something to a lot of people. And for some people, it does. And for some people, they need those degrees to do some stuff. So for some people, like these folks we looking at, these people right here, they didn't need that degree. They were already wealthy. They just wanted this piece of paper to say, my child graduated from this, blah, 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 blah. They had money. Especially somebody who paid $6.5 million. They already had to be extremely wealthy to have paid $6.5 million. That's a lot of money. How many kids were they trying to get through Harvard University or Yale or Stanford or Georgetown? Well, how many did they try to get through there? How many did they get through there? A lot of money. But anyway, we can go on and on and on about the deception people do these damn days. Especially rich white folks, because they got some money. They'll do whatever they want to. But like I said, it'd be interesting to see how this plays out in the court system and what little jail time these people get. Believe me, they ain't getting no jail time. They ain't going to even get no probation out of it. But we'll see. And I really don't care if they got jail time or not. It doesn't even bother me not one bit. It just doesn't. This will continue to go on until something changes in this country. Where everyone's given a fair shot. But it ain't never been that way since the dawn, since this country was started. What's going to make a change now? Nothing. If you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. I'm out of here. Enjoy your Wednesday. Today is the 13th of March. The year is 2019. I think I said 2019. And I'm out of here. Enjoy your day.